Welcome everyone. This is a new interview for the international coaching community, and today we have the pleasure of talking with Ludmila Frolova, who's ICC trainer in Russia and actually many other countries that she's exploring now, and we'll be delighted to share some thoughts and ideas about coaching. So welcome Ludmila, it's a pleasure to talk to you again for the ICC interviews.
Thank you, Alejandro, and thank you for inviting me for this interview. I'm looking forward.
Yes, I'm very happy that we can meet again. So let's just start with some things that may be interesting for our the people who's watching the interview. And I would like to start from the beginning. Let's talk about coaching. For someone that's new to coaching, how could you describe it, and how really it's connected with NLP? That's, I know it's a big part of your background.
Mm-hmm. Yes, how I would describe coaching, first of all, is a process of learning. Learning from the person's own a kind of inner potential. The basic idea of coaching is that every person has a much bigger potential in himself or in herself than people imagine, than people think, are used to think. And this is one of the most important things. And coaching, with help of very simple tools, actually makes a great job, helping people to move to their goals with pleasure, where people value both the goal, reaching the goal, and also a process going to that. Because in this process, people create their experience, and from that experience, they can learn a lot, get insights with the help of coach, with the help of coaching questions, which are open the communication with their own potential. They get a lot of insights which open new possibilities for them and learn from that. People also learn to be more aware how they think, how they feel, how they do things. And this awareness is one of the central things in coaching. And how it is related to NLP. NLP is neurolinguistics, is one of the basic methodologies on which coaching is based. And it is very good integrated in coaching. So people don't need to learn NLP in order to learn coaching. They can just learn coaching and go further on with it. And of course, if many people which come to trainings, they already have some background with NLP, and it's okay. And I would say that many people come for trainings with a lot of sometimes a lot of backgrounds, trainings, courses, which they have taken. And sometimes it's a help, and sometimes it's a little bit preventing people from just learn something new. And the best they can do, just set it aside and be open to learn something new.
Oh, that sounds really, really good. And for what you describe, the coaching with NLP process has all the powerful tools from NLP embedded on the coaching, but are transparent for students in some way.
Yes, absolutely. And I would say how I see the most big difference between the method of NLP used for helping people and coaching. There are much more instructions in NLP. NLP specialist gives instruction to a person how a technique would be going. And in coaching, it's much more direct communication with the help of a very good quality of attention, which a coach gives to the client, asking the questions which are going from the model of the world of the person himself, helping the person from inside himself to understand new things for the person, to learn more, and to integrate some learning into the person's experience and actions.
So Ludmila, we are talking about goals, about processes, about enjoying the experience of the activities, about learning. So is coaching applicable both to personal and business environments? Can we use coaching in both environments?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because first, business is people, made by people,
It's true.
and the quality of inner being of people who are making business is very important to get better results. Because there were made researches in companies in USA. Happy people work better and get results better because they have extra energy to do that. Because they can have energy to concentrate better on their task, to maybe do it quicker, easier, just do without hesitating, different dialogues, shall I do it or not, or how I should do it, and so on. Just go forward and do it. It's very important.
That's very interesting, and seems that is coaching a tool that in the end helps people to improve their quality of life? Can we say that?
Yes, absolutely. It is a kind of meta goal.
Meta.
When yes, when people come, when a person, for example, from an organization, from business, come for coaching, a person has a goal in his work, and working on that goal, actually a person is working on many goals because we are a part of a system. Our own system, our body, our psychological being, our mental being is working together.
Yeah.
And when we work on a business goal, the whole being of us is involved in it. And then the coach helps the person focus on the values. And our values, which are very important for reaching goals, because it's our motivation, our inner drive. Why do we want to do something? It's also a kind of our inner state. How do we feel? Because behind the goals, it's always lying something what we want to achieve by achieving these goals. For example, feeling I can, feeling success of the person's efforts, and feeling satisfaction with that. And this is the also inner state of the person, which makes the person more happy, more successful, and then gives the person experience. I can this. It means I can even more. And the person goes on using much more of his own potential. And
Yes, sorry, sorry.
yes. And by reaching his own personal goals in the business, in his work, also it has an impact on the whole system of this organization, on the team, which is getting better results because each person getting better results, and then on the organization goals.
And this means that coaching can help organizations and business organizations and people, for example, to align their values in order to develop the people's talent. Is that something that we can do through coaching?
You know, this is very important. Recently, I was listening on YouTube an interview which was made with a director of the biggest business school in Russia. It's called Skolkovo, and it's very well known and respected here in Russia. And this director, he was talking about values because he's a person with great business experience. And many years before he went to a kind of private business companies, he was working in high positions in organizations in Moscow, in Russia. He was a helper of a minister and on a very high positions. And when he was asked about the difference, what is the difference working on a state official positions or going to business, he mentioned the first values.
Values.
Because, yes, values. What was the first bigger difference? Because he said when they were working in a bank, which is also well known as something new where people were working in a private way. So he said that number one, which was in focus, it was values. Because he said when people were not connected to their values and were not connected about the main values, their common values, what they felt they needed to stop, to talk until they agree about their values. And only after that they could go on working on their goals. And I think this is really a very good example how important it is to have common values for a team, for an organization, align with the values in all these parts of the system: personal, team, and organization.
And that's I think it's really powerful. I also have some stories about value-driven companies that made a big difference. And if we see it from the coaching perspective, sometimes happen, or at least in my experience, that a person identifies a value when they set the goal, but then they forget this value during the process. So the suffering and the bad moments are still there. How coaching can help these people to really integrate their values in the process?
Coaching, this is one of very first steps we are doing when we work with our client. We first help the client to elicit their goals, their values, to come in contact with them, to really allow themselves to feel their values, and then to support people to practice, a kind of practice their values every day. And we use one of the things which we call structures. It's a kind of an anchor which a person can value himself, auditive or visual, which will remind the person every day, minimum 1 or 2 or 3 times, to a kind of live their values again, feel them, be in contact with them, remember them. And another thing, to make a little action, something which will also make the person through this action come better in with their values. And it can be simple things. I was asking once a man, what action will help you to be again joyful, glad, because it was his very important value. He said, I will jump. How is it called in English? Jump like
Jumping
this.
rope, yes.
Jumping the rope.
Yes.
Yes, 5 minutes every day, and then I'm just glad and happy again. And it gives such a simple thing can give a lot of energy released, and it can be used in the work and in every day.
Oh, I will try that one. Seems to be a very good one.
Yes,
Excellent.
I'm sure.
Ludmila, I would like to change to another topic because I know one of your values is to actually to get coaching near to the people, to contribute to the world through coaching. And given that you were opening new territories for ICC, and recently you were in Ukraine. That's a new country where we are delivering coaching. So what can you tell us from that experience of being first time in Ukraine delivering coaching training?
First of all, I would like to say thank you for ICC, for the board of directors, which supported my project to support Ukraine by coaching in their difficult situation in this country.
Yes.
And I was really very glad that I could come there. My experience was really very, very good. It was a big group in this school, which is called Free School of Journalists, where it was organized. And in this school they had a department with people who are leaders, and learning to be better leaders. So the main part of the people, they were with very good experience in leadership. They were, some of them owners of business, some of them managers, some of them consultants, and some of them, there were two people actually who were certified in ICF, which is already presented there with coaching. So all these 40 people were very active, integrated coaching, were giving a feedback that they were very glad to learn those tools. And they are going on now when we are finished with 2 modules with all 8 days. They are really actively making the tasks for certification, and they really are using these tools and are happy to use them even more. And what is also very nice, they made a kind of very good connection to each other. So now they organized their own ICC coach club, how they call it. And they are looking forward to create, because me and assistant who was with me, Elena Kodenko, my also partner in Moscow, she told them about ICC Russia, and they are just looking forward to make ICC Ukraine. And I also met people there who want to be sponsors for trainings, ICC trainings in Ukraine. And I'm looking forward to work with them and to make more trainings, to deliver more trainings in Ukraine, in Kiev and maybe in some other parts of Ukraine.
Well, that's really great to hear, because we know that coaching can make a big difference in people's life, and especially when they are under some problems in the context. I mean, political or violence, not because of the crime, but in general. So
Sure,
I'm
yes.
happy to know that we can, through you, take coaching there and help a little bit. And 40 people is a lot of people that will be influenced by
Yeah, sure,
this.
sure.
So
Yeah.
they find, could you say that they find useful coaching for the days they are living now? It was a tool
Yes,
for them?
they have found it very useful for themselves, for other people, because they are practicing coaching already, making the task for certification, and are looking forward to work with coaching professionally. Many of them really want to work with coaching professionally and doing steps for that. And I'm happy to support them. And many of them already ask when. I was asked many times, when will we have level 2 trainings?
Level 2. They want more.
Yes, they really want to go forward to learn more. And I would be happy to hold also level 2 trainings.
So what do you envision for Ukraine in next 1 year and a half or 2 years? You say that we are going to have more trainings there and probably level 2. What else can we say to people in Ukraine who's watching? What can they expect from ICC?
They can expect that we are making very soon certification training there, and also level 2 trainings. After one certification training, we can go for level 2, because from this first training, 40 people, and from the second training, it will be enough to go further on with level 2 trainings. And yes, team coaching and life balance coaching, they were asking for those, and further on maybe also executive coaching.
So they will have a full career of coaching. They will have
Absolutely.
the whole transformation of coaching.
Yes, that's what they want. They want all the tools of ICC coaching to work professionally and to do their best and support themselves in difficult situations, other people, and their country best possible.
Ludmila, and you mentioned recently ICC Russia, and we are now or almost a month, since the ICC Coaching Congress that you said you organized in Moscow has finished. So a month from there, what can you tell us from that experience? How that impacted the ICC Russian community, the Congress?
First of all, I want to tell about the Congress that number one is it's a great thing that it happened, that it was organized. And I know that ICC was very much supporting our team to go on and to make this Congress which we planned and which met some difficulties. It was first time we were doing this only after 2 years being there with ICC trainings. So it happened, and we are very happy about that. It was a great experience for all who participated, for the organizers, for the trainers, for the partners, and for the guests. It was really very good. And I want to say thank you also for the trainers. All ICC trainers, I'm sure, were supporting in their thoughts and also in their the letters they sent to us. I want to say special thank you for Luciano, who couldn't come, but made a webinar for promotion our Congress, and we were very happy about that. And for the trainers which came. You know, ICF, for example, is more than 10 years presented in Russia.
Yes.
And they didn't have yet an international congress. So this congress was the first international coaching congress in Russia. So we are very happy that after 2 years we could do it.
Yes, it's a big achievement and it was a great success. I'm happy that also when you see the pictures, you see a lot of people having fun, enjoying, seeing interesting sessions. So it's very good that that happened. Because also I know that ICC Russia, the community is very active. So I am happy that happened. So if we talk then to the ICC Russian coaches, so the Russian community who's interested in coaching, what do we have for next month? What will happen in Russia next month?
First of all, it is a separate event, but it's also connected to the Congress because Joseph O'Connor was first time after many years when he were in Moscow long ago, but now he was presented for this coaching community, for business community in Russia. And we are also really grateful for he made 2 presentations in Congress and master classes and participated in the group how they're called, group conversations about some plenums. Is there an English word, plenum? Okay. Yes, you don't know. Group conversations about some common themes. He also started an executive coaching training there, and people from ICC coaches participated and also ICF coaching. And that will be, in September, there will be Module 2 for finishing this course. And this is also a very important event for us because people learn to be much more professional. They learn to specialize in coaching. They learn to go further on professionally. And communicating both ICC students, ICF coaches, I think it's very important for us to, in Russia, for create a coaching community where different schools are presented,
yes.
and we can feel that we gather our energy, not separated.
Yes, and actually
And
that's sorry, Ludmila. Sorry.
Yes, fine.
No,
Talk.
just reflecting that this is actually the spirit of coaching, where we, through coaching, we look forward to build collaborative relationships. So that's a good example of living how coaching works.
Sure, absolutely. And I can also say that the fact that Congress was made, also it is an effort, result of an effort of different coaches in ICC. So it shows that when we work together, when we collaborate, it works better. So I think it's a very important step in ICC Russia is to learn to gather our efforts,
Yes.
to learn to communicate in the way where we don't make concurrence with each other,
Yes.
but when we put our efforts together, and I would say, even one city, Moscow, is 3 Denmark countries.
Oof.
So, so there is place for us, and Russia is a huge country,
Yes.
and there is such a big need also for trainers, because, for example, being only me there 2 years, I was looking forward that some of the people would like to be trainers and would have qualities for that, to be trainers in Russia, because it's such a big country. There are 14 a kind of team positions, time positions, 14 times positions, or how do we call them, time levels.
Yes.
For example, Ukraine time, UK time, and
The time zones. You have different.
yeah,
Yeah.
time zones.
Eh.
Thank you. The time zones. It's 14 time zones.
Ooh.
Yeah, such a huge country. So we really need many trainers. And this year, at least one trainer for sure will be participating and starting to work also together with us.
Yes.
And I'm sure a couple of years more, and there will be more trainers, really people who want to go forward and do many things. So because the Congress was oriented for business people, for them to show how coaching is working, the organizers had made many good contacts. 40 sponsoring companies were participating in Congress. So now these contacts, which were built to create a Congress, will be our platform to go furthermore to work for companies, to make trainings there, to make team coaching work, and to present team coaching work. So this is one of the main goals for the nearest month.
And
another thing is, sorry?
No, I just wanted to say that this is especially also important for coaches that are being trained now, that are in certification process, because all that work opens market for them. Because
Yes.
having 40 companies thinking on coaching congress means that they are aware of coaching. So that's a great thing too.
Absolutely. And these contacts that were created, it's very important to use them, to help them also, to help those companies which already through Congress have paid attention to such a thing that exists, coaching.
Yes, exactly.
And we got a lot of very positive feedbacks. So now it's possible to use this opening and to present more coaching for them. This is one of the directions. Another, I would say, also in this direction, it's again this training, executive coaching, because one of the tasks is making researches. And we are now making a research how coaching is represented in the executives' world, sending some questionnaires, ask them to give us the answers so we know how many top leaders are acquainted with coaching, have heard about that, have used it, so we also can orient better what our next steps in working with executives. And also we have 2 projects of sponsorship projects, because with the Congress was involved a project with working with these people with limited possibilities. This marathon in the dark, what
Yeah.
we were calling this project. And there is a trainer which is working with these people who are blind and who are training for running marathon. And one of those will participate in a sponsorship program in our next ICC certification training.
That's
We will, yes, we will support this person to learn coaching.
well, that's a big
And
contribution.
yes, and we were talking with Joseph O'Connor, and he said that he is supporting this. We asked about that, yes, this project. And we have another project also coaching for mothers in difficult situations when they have many children and are alone with them. So a group of coaches are coaching them, and we also got a very good feedback that, and it is sponsorship. They don't pay, but they're very glad about that, and they say it helps them to manage with many children and with their lives.
Well, Ludmila, I want to congratulate you because all this work being done, because you are part of a team that it's addressing not only business needs but social needs. You have the courage to go to countries in maybe a difficult moment and get coaching there and rise some light there for people. So it's a big job, and really we honor your work and efforts and commitment with that. So from the ICC, as one of the ICC directors, I want to, and with the name of in name of the others, I want to thank you for all this great work and commitment you have, because otherwise all that you are telling us won't be happening.
Thank you very much, Alejandro, and I feel very much supported. I feel I'm not alone about that. I feel I'm doing for myself because it's my passion, and I've developed through that. I learn much more and open very many new things for myself. Different countries, different people, different cultures, different way of being. And I also feel very much supported in that. So I'm happy about that. I would like to say that the sponsors from Ukraine, further on, they have projects that we go in Caucasus republics, Caucasus countries. It is Georgia, Azerbaijan, and maybe Armenia. And I'm looking forward to that.
Me
Can
too.
be
Me too.
very interesting.
I'm sure it will happen with big success as you did with the other projects. So, Ludmila, I want to thank you for this half an hour, almost half an hour that we spent together with this interview. I think we cover very interesting topics. We talk about values, about projects in different countries, about the Congress, about working together, collaborating. So I appreciate your time and the possibility to talk and to record this interview that will be shared with all our community. So it's just,
Thank you very much, Alejandro, for giving me possibility to share with people who are interested, with trainers, with ICC coaches, and with all other people who are interested in coaching. Thank you.
well, thanks to you then, and until the next interview where I'm sure we are going to share more interesting news about these projects. So thanks, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.